Hi guys. So today's video is one that I am so excited for because I've had this idea for so long and I've just never done it, and that would be to read really bad, mean comments and reviews that people leave on popular books. If you guys have ever watched the segment on Jimmy Kimmel where it's celebrities read mean tweets, it's kind of inspired by that concept. A lot of these authors or these books are really popular and really loved, so I don't feel too bad laughing at some of the really terrible things that people say about these books. I am going to only be picking books that are really extremely popular because I just don't think it's very nice to highlight negative reviews for authors that haven't really been bestsellers or anything. I think that's kind of sad. I would rather look at somebody who everybody for the most part loves, and then there's the occasional person that was like, what the heck, I hate this. The very first book I have picked for this is the first book in my favorite trilogy of all time, and that would be The Final Empire, which is the first book in the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson. To give you guys a quick summary of the book, so those of you that haven't read it can still laugh at the reviews, is that it follows the story of, instead of the good guys defeating the bad guys in this quest, it was the bad guy that won, and then we're 1,000 years into the world of where the bad guy defeated all the good guys. The first book is a heist story because you get this group of misfit people who are either Mistings or Mistborn who are working together to defeat this bad lord. One of the most notable things about this series is its magic system, which is called allomancy, and it's where people either have the ability to ingest a single metal and have a power associated with that metal, or if you're a Mistborn, you have the ability to ingest any kind of metal and get the powers that are associated with those. Now that you guys know a little bit about the book, for those of you that haven't read it, I can read these negative reviews for it, and I promise that none of the things I'm going to be reading are spoilers, and I'm sometimes only going to be taking a chunk out of reviews because readers tend to be long-winded and they leave really long reviews, and sometimes I only want a snippet of it. Case in point, this very first one that I'm going to be reading from is crazy long, and it says, it feels like the book was written by a 13-year-old, especially when you hear some of the names of the characters, like Breeze, Clubs, and Marsh. Wow, seriously? Are they people or Pokemon? This next one is definitely one of my favorites. It says, a majority of dialogue starts with well, so often that I honestly think the author may not have known what he wanted to say even as he was typing it. Next one. This is a snippet from the review. This wasn't his only review, but it says, this book would have benefited from having no characters. This next one is their entire review, and it's filled with wonderful word choice, and it says, a queasifying amalgam of bad theology, cliches, and preposterous action sequences set in a bland, quasi-medieval monoculture. Don't believe the hype. This next one says, Sanderson, I applaud you for getting it out there and gaining such a strong following. Aww. Next up, it's not you, Sanderson, it's me, ... Actually, you know what? It's you. You and the hundreds of readers who are head over heels in love with Mistborn and with Brandon Sanderson's books in general. I came here expecting so much. It's a heist story after all. This may sound as a blasphemy, but Six of Crows is 10 times better. Also, if you want to read a book with a really clever and beautifully written magic system, try A Wizard of Earthsea. Again, 10 times better than this one. I'm sorry we didn't work out. I really am. Maybe one day I'll give Sanderson another try. Next one says, reads like a D&D module, spending most of the time laying out the rules of the world as if telling a story is for old-fashioned losers. Here's a tip. No one cares about your stupid magic system or world building if your story is weak. Ah, this next one is so good. Swallowing metals and burning them in your soul, parentheses, therefore earning magical powers, and parentheses, sounds sketchy to me. Asterisk, not the only thing that was highly unrealistic about the novel. Ash fell from the sky? Why does nobody have lung cancer? In regard to the whole ingesting metals to get powers being sketchy, do they know that that's not actually real? Moving on, this next one says, maybe Brandon Sanderson is a better writer than I am because I'm having a difficult time cataloging the many ways I thought this book was awful. I like how this next one starts. It says, oh, what a crock of absolute rubbish. Going along those same lines, this one says, so much potential, yet incredibly disappointing. This is one of the most poorly written books I've ever read. I definitely will not be reading the rest of the trilogy. It feels like he's writing for 5-year-olds. Rubbish. Next is, did I really read the same book as other people? A juvenile, shallow rom-com caliber fantasy with terrible pacing which reads like fan fiction of a video game? As a side note, I actually think Mistborn would make an amazing video game. This next person is clearly someone who should just listen to the audiobook. I read 64 pages before I had to stop. The obscene amount of dashes, which they put in parentheses what a dash is in case you don't know, and ellipses, which they also put in parentheses, was so infuriating that I couldn't even concentrate on the story it was trying to tell me. If you have to break up half of your sentences with dashes or ellipses, you need to rethink your sentence structure. It was bad. Really bad. In that last one, I thought it was kind of baffling that they would give a book a 1-star rating after only reading 64 pages because they didn't like the ellipses and the dashes. But this one beats it. It says, why do I care that the peasants, why do I care that the peasants are getting beaten? Why is this enough of a hook to get me to try to understand all the fantasy language? Gave up 3 pages into it, but still skimmed the first chapter, got some character introductions, but there was nothing compelling about any of their situations, characters, or problems. This book is for die-hard fantasy lovers only. And lastly, this one is probably my favorite. This one says, if you enjoy adventure stories that feature strong female characters breaking social stereotypes, this is not the book for you. As the token female, Vin parades around at balls making comments about how math is hard and how she really doesn't like to read. Anyway, that is it for now for my bad reviews reading. I had so much fun finding these negative reviews and getting little snippets that were just hilarious to me, and I hope that you guys found them super funny too. I'm going to be making a lot more videos like this, so if you guys have a series that you want me to do this for, let me know that in the comment section down below. Anyway, if you guys liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the little bell icon so you get notified when I post new videos, and check out some more of my videos right over here. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye.